Hi everyone, I'm Big Al with Country Music News International. We're here in Nashville, Tennessee, and as I have mentioned, and I'll mention it again, you meet people from around the world here in Music City. We're going to mention Canada. I've been in Canada many times, worked with the Canadian people, even as far up as in Calgary, Canada. And we've got Brett Kissel with us right now, and he is from up in those areas of snow and cold and great people, and he is Canadian. So let's talk a little bit about him. Brett, it's great to have you on Country Music News International.
Well, Big Al, thank you very much for the welcome and the introduction. I certainly love my homeland of Canada, I really do. But at the same time, you said about meeting a lot of people from all over the world here in Music City, and we all migrate to Nashville because everything amazing and everything important in country music happens here. So it was important for me to plant some roots down here in Nashville, Tennessee, and roll the dice and see if it's going to work for my country music career.
You know, I know that you and me are a pretty good age difference, but I don't even remember this, and you probably already know that I'll mention the Canadian Country Music Hall of Fame. You know, people like Webb Pierce from the Opry, a great businessman, spent a lot of time in Canada, a lot of great talent, and it's just nice to see people like you to come to Music City and share your talents. But you got a big old rancher's hat on there, and you got a pair of boots on. Yeah. You do. You got some kickers. So kind of give us a little background on ranching and farming in Canada, which I know you know a lot about.
Well, yeah. I mean, I grew up on a cattle ranch. It's been in my family for over 100 years. In 1910, my family, immigrated from Ukraine, and so they left Eastern Europe, came on a boat. They came to Halifax, Nova Scotia. There's also a Polish side of my family that came to New York City in the early 1900s, and then they emigrated to Chicago, where there was a big Polish community. But from there, they heard that there was work up in Canada, and they heard you could get 100 acres of land for $10 in the year 1909 and 1910. So both sets of family members, on my grandmother's side and my grandfather's side, they came to an area outside of Edmonton, Alberta, where they homesteaded, broke the land, and that's where we still are today. So it's really special to have that, I guess, authentic story of hard work and the rural roots that really do run deep for me, and I think that's why I really gravitated towards country music, because it is the story of hard work and triumph and tough times. So I'm very, very blessed that I get to sing country music and tell a lot of stories from the early days, the stuff that I've heard from previous generations.
Exactly. Actually, you answered 2 or 3 questions right there. You came to Nashville. Now you're telling the story and the life that you and your family lived. Music that's coming out right now, and it's also out right now. Kind of give us a rundown what's happening with you, Brett.
Well, it's interesting because you brought up Webb Pierce, right? And the traditional country artists that paved the way for a newcomer like me in this generation in the year 2023 to try and make it. And so my new record is called The Compass Project, and I've got 4 albums in one box set that's coming out this year, and every quarter we're releasing a new record. The South album is The Needle of the Compass points south, of course, to Nashville. So that is your straight-ahead, radio, hit-driven country that is perfect for radio and Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and YouTube for 2023. However, The Needle of the Compass will also point west, and that's the Western album with a bunch of wonderful Western themes. I've got 2 great cover songs on there. One of Charley Rich called Behind Closed Doors that I love. I love to play a little bit of piano. My family loves that song, and I've got 4 children, and they're very young, and we listen to traditional country music almost exclusively. Why play a lullaby to my kid when I can sing Dolly Parton or Johnny Rodriguez, You Are the Rose of My Heart, and those kinds of songs, or Webb Pierce, or a great Canadian Hank Snow. So because of that, I think the Western album is something that would speak to you, but also really speaks to me because it tips my cowboy hat to everything that was once great about country music.
That is a fantastic idea, Brett. Where can people pick up that collection, the Compass Project, and tell them about social media and where to get all the downloads?
Well, I mean, this is the generation where people are discovering their music truly on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, the list goes on. So all you got to do is just type my name in. You're going to find a lot of music over the last 10 years of my career. And then you're going to find the South album of the Compass Project, which is the only one that's released so far. But later on in March, we released the East album. That's singer-songwriter that is stripped down acoustic lyric and melody, which, as you know, is the heartbeat of Nashville. So because of that, the East album is very special. It comes out in March. July, the West album. And then the North album is an all-live album because that's my North Star. That's my favorite thing in this business, is playing live. So yeah, just really excited about those. And you can follow me also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm not really a big fan of Twitter. Like, people just go on Twitter to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can hardly just say 2 or 3 words.
Yeah, exactly. But I love all the platforms. So follow me on socials, please.
Website?
BrettKissel.com. Very simple.
All right. Well, Brett, I appreciate you taking the time. I love your confidence. I love your passion. And I can't wait to get the whole Compass project. So stay informed at BrettKissel.com. BrettKissel.com. Brett, thanks for being on Country Music News International.
Thank you, my friend. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you, too. For more country music news or bluegrass, you can always check out CountryMusicNewsInternational.com. I'm Big Al for Country Music News International right here in Music City.